Hey friends, and welcome back to Copy and the Marketing Podcast, where I teach you how to write copy that sounds like you, but converts better. Today is our third lesson in Funnels 101. I am your professor, Sam at Nomad Copy. Today we're talking about thank you pages. And you may think, Sam, that's literally not copy. It's not a sales page. It's not selling anything. To which I would say, you might be wrong. Let's talk about it. So last week we talked about opt-in pages, and opt-in pages are the pages where somebody opts in to your email list to get something for free. After they hit submit, a couple of things might happen. Either one, the embedded part of your page will flip and say, thanks, we sent you an email, or it will trigger to send to another page. This would be your thank you page. Your thank you page can come after a freebie, but it can also come after a paid thing. So that's why I'm putting it here, is because I think, one, gratitude is one of the most powerful tools that we have as humans. And two, because we're going to start with our thank you page here, and you're going to be able to apply this further down your funnel when you have people buying your things, whether they're low ticket, mid ticket, or high ticket. So sales pages can be super simple. Typically, I'm seeing 100 words or less on these, but they can still inspire action. They can still be super on brand for who you are and for who your brand is. I have a couple of strategies that I want to discuss with thank you pages. And yeah, this is going to be a pretty quick episode. So let's dive in. First strategy that I love to see with thank you pages is to give steps for people to take. So it may say something like, thanks, check your inbox. However, people hate to-do lists that are not crossed off. So I love to give people a 2 to 3 step list of things that they can do. So what I like to do with sales pages is keep people in my world, keep people in my client's world when I write these pages. So what that may look like is something that says, thanks, now go check your email, or thanks for opting in, thanks for grabbing the opt-in copy bot. You have two things, you still have 2 steps left to do. 1, go check your email. The link to the bot will be there. And 2, tell me how much you like it on Instagram. Click here. It takes people over to an Instagram. You could also take people to a different offer of yours, a blog post, a piece of relevant content. Want to know exactly how I would use this opt-in copybot? Go check out my YouTube video and watch me use it here. Want to see how other people have used it? Click here, and it takes you over to potentially a portfolio or something like that. So that's strategy number 1, is to give people a list of things to do. Thing 2 is to collect information on your people. We are seeing, as we are leaving the trust recession, I firmly believe that everything comes to an end. I think we are leaving the trust recession, but we're not going back to where we were before. We have to be even more personalized and more judicious. So I firmly believe that our opt-ins are a huge opportunity to learn more about our clients. So in the past, what I've seen is that people will have a few different opt-ins, and then they will send their list information based on which opt-in they purchased. So they make assumptions. So let's say that somebody was in marketing and they had opt-ins in the past about Facebook ads, about copy, and about design. Then in the future, they would only send resources about copy to the people who had downloaded the thing about copy, the person who had learned about design. However, there's some more opportunity to hyper-personalize our future emails by asking people to self-select where they are on your opt-in form, as well as to get people to be even more connected to you on your thank you page by providing even more information. So what this might look like is on your opt-in form, you might have, and this is something I do, you can go check it out. I'll make sure the opt-in copybot is linked below so you can see this in action. Ask for the first name and email, per usual, on the opt-in page. However, also have a question that they have to answer. So for mine is, where are you at in business? Are you new? Are you established? Or are you somewhere in between? It just helps me know who's on my list so that when I'm picturing them and I get to write to them, I know who I'm talking to. When you go to my thank you page, if you're opting into something else, like if you see my webinars that I host or something like that, if you opt into those, I'll also ask a follow-up question and say, hey, it would be so helpful for me if you tell me what you're hoping to get out of this masterclass. Let me know here. Your thank you page is an opportunity to get to know your people more. You can still inspire action, keep them in your world, and make them feel listened to. Now, if you really want to get fancy with it, you can then send them a personalized email that's triggered a few minutes later that says, hey, thanks so much for letting me know that this is what you wanted to learn in my masterclass. Fill in the blank here. And then those people, I have people respond to me all the time saying, I know that this is automated, but I still feel so heard by you saying this. So that engagement is huge. That also means that my deliverability is phenomenal because people are replying to my emails. So there's a lot of benefits to just listening to your people, and getting that voice of consumer, as you've heard me say many times before, is so important because how your people are talking is exactly what you should be mirroring in your copy. So those are a couple of strategies. The first one is to give them a list. The second one is to learn something about them. Open the conversation in that way. The third one is to upsell something. This in the industry is known as a tripwire. We've heard of tripwires and we've heard of order bumps. The difference between a tripwire and an order bump is important. So an order bump, when you're checking out, and actually I just bought some leggings online, and this was a really good example of an order bump. I was buying leggings and it said, before you check out, people who bought leggings also bought these socks. Would you like to add these socks to your order to get free shipping? So there was a clear benefit for me there, get free shipping, and it was an opportunity for them to make another sale, to make more money off of my order. So that's an example of a tripwire for products. For services, however, this could be something where you get really good with your copy and you say, great, you just downloaded the thing to show you X or so that you can learn X. However, your next step when you figure this out is Y. I have a resource on this where I will walk you through it for just $17, or right now only, you can get it 50% off. So you tell them that what you're offering them, what they just got, is valuable, but you're going to solve even more problems. You're going to get even more value if you just grab the thing. I've seen this work really well with Canva templates. You've downloaded the templates, but if you also want, like you downloaded one template, if you want a package of 10 of them so that you can make all of your social media content for the next 2 months, grab them here for $27. So it's just a really simple upgrade of, they already got the thing. They're solving one problem. Solve the rest of the problem and make it so natural. So this is basically instead of a thank you page, you're sending them to a sales page that's specially curated just for when people opt in. Now, if you are selling something, there's also an opportunity here for an order bump. And this is more of something that we're going to talk about when we get to talking about checkout pages, which I will talk about in a couple of episodes. So be sure to stay tuned, especially if you're listening to this retroactively. Come back and look for the checkout page episode. We're going to have some really interesting ideas for how to make your average order value just a little bit higher. So for right now, what I want you to hear is that your thank you page should be on brand. It can have your face on it. It could have a GIF of you, with a kazoo and glitter. I don't know, like something that says, hey, I'm so excited that you're here. That's a baseline, is that it should at least be on brand, maybe show your face. However, you can also give them additional opportunities to stay in your world. You can get data on them. And you can also start to sell to them. You are a business. They are opting into your thing for a reason. If you know that reason well, then you also will know what their next step is going to be, and you can perfectly align yourself with their solution. Again, you want to be on brand in that your brand is aligned with people's solutions, not their problems, and your thank you page is a phenomenal place to do that. This is where you build relationships. Like I said, I think it is an underrated opportunity within our copy is to make our thank you pages really stand out. So next week, I will probably pull my checkout pages episode. I'm super excited for that as we continue to move through this funnel series and make sure that we leave no stone unturned as we optimize our funnels and make more money this year. If you have questions or suggestions on what you'd like to hear me talk about here on the podcast, please send me an email at samantha@nomadcopyagency.com. You can also reach out to me on Instagram. I'm at nomad.copy, and I will have a few links for you down in the show notes. See you next week.